and welcome to Jesters 1 year episode. And yeah, we started this year.
Wow.
Whole year.
It's been a year?
It's been a year.
To the date.
Almost
Yeah.
3 full 10x10s in.
It's a lot. It's a lot of games.
Right. And for those who don't know, 10x10 challenges are you pick 10 games and you play all 10 games 10 times.
At least 10 times.
At least. Lupin has a lot to say about that, I see.
He always has a lot to say.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Philip?
Where's Philip these days?
Philip, I almost got pretty close to him. Today, I was within 5 feet of him.
That's
Yes,
improvement.
Yes, he got me a popsicle stick.
He brought you an offering.
Right. So I think that means we're going to be friends because he's starting to bring me gifts. So
So we'll see if he upgrades the gifts, if they turn into better ones,
Yeah.
shinier objects,
I've given him shiny objects.
quarters,
He hasn't taken
nickels.
them. Yeah. The penny's still there. I don't know if the dime flew off or whatnot.
Pro collars, I've seen those where
It's fun. You're laughing, but I
I
want to.
know you're completely serious. Yeah.
You're like, are you asking me?
Let me write that down maybe for a birthday or a special occasion or something.
Is the Dicejesters 1 year anniversary not a special occasion?
Yes, it is.
It's fine.
I can't think of a better opportunity than any.
That really says board game.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, that's a long way, okay? I used to say, yeah, let's play game boards. And you're like, board games.
I do remember when you called them game boards. I was
But they're
speaking of
game
season 1. That really brings me back.
I was on nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
So
good time to reflect. I remember the first time that we played. Well, we can just get in the list. The first game that we played was Azul, but I remember the first time that we played it in general was at a board game cafe. But then when we played it at home, we played it on a bed. We just set it up on a bed. We played the game, and you wanted to play Dominion on the bed. I'm like, let's stop playing on the bed. Like, let's take this to
But we don't
a
have
table. Well, we did. It just had stuff on it. We just moved in, all that stuff. But yeah, after that, setting up your iPad and then just hitting record, and we didn't really know exactly what the episodes would look like, but I had a general idea for what I had in mind.
Right.
But that would come.
My cider from the fridge.
Oh, we used to do the drink pairings. That was fun.
Drink
We should bring that
pairings.
back.
No, I'm good.
Yes. It got to the point where you got a little creative, like last minute. Like we opened the fridge and
It's
said,
pretty creative.
it was.
It had like little popping balls and stuff.
And then there was, I think it was the next season, but where I think it was for Bruges when I went and I found like a specialty Belgian ale. Then I took you to that monastery with the chocolate. It was a whole day.
You know, that ale was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I showed up with my LaCroix and whatever combination of stuff you could find.
Hey, I don't drink LaCroix, okay? But when I do, it's limoncello. Is that how you say it?
Cello, yeah.
Oh, you can't say
You know,
that right.
limoncello?
Yeah. I don't know how to say it. It looks like the way I pronounce it. But yeah, season 1's been quite a journey. I went from calling board games game boards to only describing games as cute to now describing games as a Julie
As
or
crunchy.
No, I still don't like
You
that.
still don't
word.
say crunchy. That's okay.
We don't use so that's a big movement, I must say. Another big movement is now when I look at a game, I learn it really quick.
Really quick.
Instead of asking, like, what does this do? What's the point of this? What's the point of that? Well, season 1's games were all pretty easy to learn. But let's get into kind of discussing where it all started with our first 10x10. And we had this thing where, well, we still do it. It's not even a thing. It's something that we continue to do. And we always assess games with keep it to play or turn it away. And we wanted to touch base on some games we still play today, a whole year later. So first off is Azul. We used to give ratings of 1 through 10, I believe it was, or 1 through 5, and then we did that.
We combined them, yeah.
And then decided to go away from that just because of my sushi analogy. Again, you can check that out in a different episode. I forgot what episode it is.
It was called Why We Don't Rate Board Games, I think. Yeah.
Dave made it easy, I guess. But yeah, so for season 1, Azul was a keep it to play. So, do we still play it today?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we play it today. It's gotten a lot more intense.
And quick.
Yeah.
We played about 15 minutes around.
Yeah, 15 minutes or less.
And we played it recently, and I made the classic mistake of keeping the game going too long because then you were able to get 2 of the colors completed. I'm like, I remember when you play this what I do is I go for the quick end of game trigger of when you have a full row completed, then the game ends. So you can end that in 5 rounds. And I didn't do this time, and every time I don't end it quickly, you win because you can just do all the stuff.
And I remember that. And when we finished and I won, I laughed and said, it's because you let the game go forever.
Yeah, I
And
knew it.
that's still a keep it to play. Shines bright on our shelf. We have become very proficient with that. We have this dice tray that we use where we put all the tiles and then we unclip one side and it easily slips into the bag. We have a mini video of that in our Instagram page at Jesters, which leads us into game 2, and that is Dominion, which was also a keep it to play. And you know,
It's a strong keep it to play.
it's a strong keep it to play. It has expanded greatly to the point where the boxes piled up are taller than Lupin.
Yeah, we need a storage solution. So if anybody out there has ideas, I'd like to fit all the cards into one type of thing. I don't know what to do. I'm in too deep at this point. We need a solution.
Really big storage solution.
It is.
We have more than 5 Dominion expansions.
Yeah, but I think that you can find a way with one box with the right kind of storage. You just need little dividers for all the cards. Like they'll all fit in.
Like if someone came in, that would be the box I would choose to attack somebody.
Oh, the Dominion?
Yeah, because that one is. Whew.
Yeah, no, I love Dominion. There's just something about the quick gameplay. I like mixing and matching the different cards and doing different combinations. I love the bonuses, how long the turns can go with doing so little.
Yeah.
Just
Yes, I love the quick gameplay where you don't notice what the other person's doing, and then boom, the end game card's all of a sudden gone, or boom, all 3 random ones are gone, and now it's that.
Yeah.
So many things, but here we are.
It's the whole timing aspect. How much of the game do you want to spend trying to buy the right cards to build your deck? And then when do you start purchasing those victory point cards? And that's always been an interesting part of the game to me. And then trying to make the different combinations work. And yeah, there's just something good about the game. Like every time we get out to play, I'm just reminded, yeah, this is a really good game. And I don't see it going anywhere. I think that we'll always play Dominion, honestly.
I think so too. I think it's just an easy card game that's quick and it has multiple different things.
Anytime we play it around and there's not a card that allows me to trash cards, I get really irritated because then I end up with this really like enormous deck with all these cards, and then it just anytime I have to shuffle the deck, rather than just mix them together, I get annoyed. Like this deck is too big. I need to hold this, but then I can't, and then the game can slog on.
I like how the witch evolves in different expansions. You're like, oh, we're using an expansion that doesn't have the witch, but then boom, old witch comes out. But then boom, sea witch comes out.
Yeah,
there'll always be a witch.
There'll always be a witch.
I just like attack cards, just pew.
Yeah, you like the attack cards. I really like there's like the village, there's the festival, the ones that give you all the draw a card, extra action, extra buy, extra money. Boom, 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 boom.
You just bought a 2 coin, you bought a silver off of 10 cards.
Oh, and then the throne room, when you can throne room another card and then you get triple action. I think that's in the prosperity expansion. Yeah, heck yeah. Let's just get in, combo it up.
No,
all about it.
The outcome isn't as rewarding as the 20 cards you played.
The journey is exciting.
The journey is painful.
The journey is painful to anybody else at the table. Take your turn. Come on.
I'm like,
got places to be.
You have like 2 coins during this whole time, and you're like, but I could have more because I have the potential of drawing more. And I'm like, right, but you filled your deck with like all festivals.
I feel attacked right now.
Oh, I know. And that one is still a keep it to play, which goes into
for sure.
The Sagrada is an interesting one because I believe I said it was a keep it to play, and I think I said it because I bought it for your birthday, right? Or was it Canvas?
You bought Canvas for my birthday, but Sagrada was one of the first games that we bought at the board game cafe. They had the coupon,
right?
Or if you rented it, then check it out from the library. They're like, here's a coupon to buy it if you like it. So we did.
Yeah, and it's not.
It's okay.
So traded away. I don't enjoy that there wasn't enough variance in how to change the die, and it had too much of a luck factor because what has to be pulled all red from the bag.
It's true.
I needed different colors, so that's just kind of why I personally didn't enjoy the game as much, but I do think it was an extremely beautiful game, and I do
I love the different colored dice and placing them on your board, the puzzly aspect with the numbers. But after playing it 10 times, I'm like, I'm good on Sagrada. A lot of people compare it to Azul, and every time I play Azul, I'm like, yes, this is a really good game. Even though there's less variability in it. Like, your board doesn't change. You're just pulling the tiles out, but you're going to see all of those tiles in the game. So, when you see them come out, you better get those tiles now because they're not going to come out later.
Right.
And then the powers in Sagrada weren't that interesting. They were hard to use. it was okay. We got to the end and I was like, I'm good. I don't regret it, but I'm ready for this journey to end.
I just remember so many times when I could have filled my board, but then the color was never drawn. So then I was just like, oh, it's a wasted turn. Okay, and then moving on to Century Golem Edition. So this one's interesting because it was keep to play because the gems got me. We played it because we were reviewing our season 1 game. And after playing it, we're like, oh yeah, no, this should have been traded away.
For Century?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the cards get stale. If it's a 2-player game, you can't really rotate those shop cards, which doesn't allow you to get new upgrades. Or you can start just grabbing them, but then it fills your hand with a bunch of fluff.
This game feels like just a lot of fluff.
Yeah, it was
where
very
it's just play a card, convert A to B, convert B to C, cash those in for a resource. But it feels like there's like these unnecessary steps of collecting all these cards and then doing 15 conversions to get 2 pink and 3 green or whatever the combination. It's just kind of like color conversion. That's all this game is, and there's not really much substance to it.
Yeah, but it's a good family game.
Yeah.
Kids would love the Century Golem Edition.
I agree.
Spice Road they might not love as much just because it's cubes, but they play exactly the same. So one's more whimsical.
I do think good family game because there's no reading. It's all iconography, pretty intuitive. So
this started as a keep it to play, but now it's a trade it away.
yes.
Yeah. Carcassonne. Carcassonne. I didn't like Carcassonne. I really didn't. I was just like, oh yeah, another road. Oh yeah, another farmland.
Those roads are pretty boring though. So
yeah, and I wanted to trade it away so bad, but for some reason we came back, played it again 10 more times. So I think we ended up playing this game 20 times.
Yeah.
Carcassonne. And after that, I was just like, you know what? I like it. Okay. Okay, I see why people like it. And then we made it to keep it to play. Throughout our seasons, we added the expansions and everything, and I was like,
so many expansions. Yeah.
This game a lot. Still on the shelf.
Yeah, I do like the different mixing and matching you do of the expansions. The only downside of the game is that if you're playing on a smaller space, you run out of space pretty quick, especially when you throw in those expansions. Like it just sprawls out. So that's the only negative to it. But other than that, it's just such a familiar game. Feels nice to get out and play. Put some meeples out.
The dragon out.
The dragon, yeah. The tower expansion where you remove pieces.
Because then you're like, oh, for the tower you could do this. I was like, oh, how convenient, Dave.
Carcassonne is cool. I like it a lot.
So it is a keep it to play. And then our next game our first 10 by 10 was Canvas. Canvas was a keep it to play because it was the one I bought for Dave's birthday. And I was just like, I can't give this away. It's your birthday gift. So we had it on the shelf. We were going to return to it. We both looked at each other and we were like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really pretty game. Really think that the sleeves are beautiful. The designs are funny when you could put something funny together. It's a really cute, like, date night game. But through our 10 by 10s, Dave and I have learned that we like the more head-on competitive games.
Yeah, this is another good family game. If you're going to play a game with somebody who doesn't play games or hasn't played many games, Canvas could be a good choice because it's not intimidating. The rules are really easy to grasp and is pretty quick to play.
Mm-hmm. But in today's, for our shelf, it is a trade it away. Our next trade it away is Space Base.
Probably the most obvious traded away
Yeah.
of our initial plays of these 10 games.
Mm-hmm. It took a bit to set up. It was really big for what it had to be. The dice were really pretty. I like the sparkles of the spaceship.
Yeah.
Whatnot. I couldn't spilt my drink on Space Base, so I didn't even get to enjoy the drink from season 1 from Space Base.
Oh, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. But no, that's not why it deterred us away from playing said Space Base. It was simply because some of the cards were difficult for me. The game went a little long, which I don't mind long games. That's not the problem. It's like, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's the feeling of doesn't feel long. And because it felt long, because I could play that back to back
10 more times today. Yeah.
So
I think this game feels repetitive. That's the word. Like every turn feels similar and it takes a while to get going. And I know there's like that jump, whatever, the light speed variant in the beginning where you can start a little bit sooner, but I don't know. It's just, maybe it's the 2-player count, but it just didn't feel super exciting to me.
And then our next game, so this one is the 8th game in our first 10 by 10, and that is San Juan, which was a keep to play. It's still a keep to play. We replayed it.
Oh yeah, this game is
So
so good. This game is really good. Honestly, if I know Dominion, we have the benefit of all the expansions, but if I'm looking for just the base game alone, San Juan might be my favorite.
I don't know. Card games, I still learning card games, but I do see where you're coming from because San Juan has so many cards, so many variants. The game feels different every single time, and it's just the base game.
Yeah.
So
And what I love is that the rules are once you learn it and you play it a few times, you never need to read the rule book again. Like it's pretty easy. You just select the action, you both get to do it, and then you get the benefit if you choose it. But what I love about this game is it's small, it's portable, it's easy and quick to set up. We just shuffle the cards, we put the tiles out, and we go. And then you and I both don't need a rules refresh. We can just play. And every time we play it, it's like we both kind of settle back into we have some kind of go-to strategies that we both really like. It's like feels okay. It doesn't need a ton of different variability or like 1,000 strategies you can go for in the game. There's like a handful that I found that I really gravitate toward, but it's just such a good game design and just one deck of cards. You get your engine going, you get the combos, you get your production, your city buildings,
oh, you think
all
it's an
your
engine?
abilities. It is for me. I play, I love my production buildings.
That's why it's interesting that you don't win it.
You love your was it the Holy Trinity with the harbor, the bank, and the chapel. Those three.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not
A
you can
library
pull that
too.
off. Oh, doubling the privilege. Yeah.
Yes. Double my privilege.
What's your favorite six scoring building?
I don't know.
I really
I really
like.
like six scoring.
Oh, I love them. My
It's a
favorite is when you can
waste.
get the three different statues and then get the six card that gives you bonus points for those statues.
I think I like the one where it's like however many cards or something, double it. I forgot. I'd have to look at them. I didn't really don't use them to be honest, because
You
I
don't.
always use the harbor, the ones where I can collect things.
I can tell you get really irritated when you can't find your favorite cards. You're searching for this, get the harbor out, and then you're like every turn after that's like produce trade, and get those underneath your
Is
harbor.
and I'm like, hee, how's it feel to not be trading over there? Because
Yeah,
they produce.
and then you get the card that lets you double your hand limit, I think to 12. And then you stock up all those cards in the beginning around, stash those underneath in the bank. Yeah. Oh,
Because you can
such a
do
good
as many
game.
as you like.
I get excited talking about this game. Honestly, I just want to play it right now.
Yeah, so that was another keep it to play. And then another traded away would be our ninth game in our first 10 by 10, and that is Targi, which took me forever to learn how to pronounce. But
That's right. I forgot about that.
I think it really is a very good two-player game. If it's a game that you're not playing 10 times in a row, it's one of those where if you have the room on your shelf, you could keep it, and then come back to it and be like, oh, this is a good game. But when you play it 10 times in a row, you're like, ah, yes, another date.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, more plum or something. I don't
There's days of pepper and there's yeah.
So, yeah, just like, I already know what's coming. It's repetitive.
It's a decent game, but I think it's the length of the game because it's I don't know 45 to 50 minutes, which doesn't seem that long, but for a game of this weight, I would say that it feels like a long game.
Hmm.
And then there's not really a sense of progression where you get those caravan cards that can give you some like little bonuses and stuff. But for the most part, your turns toward the end of the game don't feel that much different from the beginning. And it's just a lot of like gather a bunch of resources and then spend those all on a caravan card and then start again. Gather a lot of resources, spend them all. And it's just this like rinse and repeat
Hmm.
that starts to feel repetitive and
Yeah.
just okay.
And once you've played it 10 plus times, you also start looking for the cards that you like.
Right.
So Dave and I ended up always having the same cards at the end because those are just the cards that we liked playing with. Because you
Mm-hmm.
collect Oasises or
Is it Oases?
is it Oases?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you just have collections like that, and you kind of get trapped into just doing your own strategy of it because you know it works.
Correct. Yeah.
And then our finale one was Quacks of Quedlinburg, which was a keep to play. Still to this day, it's keep to play. We have the original. Is it the original art, technically?
It is, yeah, because they have a new version.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan of the art on the new version. I like the original more.
Me too.
That we
The
have the
cartoony
original.
version. Yeah.
Well, they're both cartoons.
What do you love about Quacks of Quedlinburg?
I like that you have a bag full of stuff.
I like the shopping.
And then I like that you could convince your partner to explode their.
You always I'm like, should I do one more? You're like,
Like,
do it.
yes,
You
Dave,
Dave. And
Dave.
yes, I always give in to the peer pressure.
You do. I'm like, you got it. There's only a one left. You could take a one.
The other thing about this game, because we replayed it in the last like week or so, is it takes a while to set up and a while to take down with like all those different pieces and stuff. So that's the only deterrent because it is a pretty quick game, like 25 to 30 minutes to get through in a 2-player game.
And it's so
It'd
pretty.
be fun, like, hey, we just played Le Havre. What's a quick, fun game we could play? Oh, maybe Quacks of Quedlinburg. Oh, but it's going to take me 15 minutes to set up. Let's just play San Juan because we can get that card deck out and just go.
Yeah, but there's stores now that have compartments that organize everything, so you just pull it
That
out.
is true. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be
I just
okay.
can't spend the money on it.
Yeah, for Quacks of Quedlinburg, I would say some kind of unique storage solution where you just have all the containers ready to go. That would cut down on setup time significantly and would probably, if we had something like that, I would probably would play this game a lot more.
That has been our little recap of our first year and our first 10 by 10.
Fun going back to some of those, honestly.
It's interesting. It was interesting reflecting on what's all changed, you know?
Yeah. So what do we refer to these games as that have made it? We made it a full year. We played them again. They stood the 1 year mark. They're still on our shelf. I feel like there needs to be some kind of name to commemorate.
The Shelf of Jester Cheer.
The shelf of they've made it to the shelf of Jester Cheer with Azul, Dominion, San Juan, and Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Oh, wasn't there more? Carcassonne.
Carcassonne. Sorry,
Yeah.
how could I forget Carcassonne?
Did you forget? I'm kidding. But yeah, so the Jester Shelf of Cheer, or we could think of something different. I mean, that works. And then maybe they're bronze right now.
Yeah, and then next year we'll come back if they make the cut. Then they will elevate. Yeah,
and then I'll go to gold, and then I'll go to
platinum, and then it'll go to
plates.
aliens.
What? No.
Thanks for returning to those amazing games and playing them again. I had a good time.
Of course. And thank you so much for joining us on our recap of our 1 year anniversary. Be sure to check out our Instagram. I'm sure we're going to have fun photos for our 1 year event. So our Instagram is at thedicejesters. And then feel free to email us if you have any ideas for the Jester Shelf of Cheer, for renaming it of any kind of sorts or whatnot. You can email at thedicejesters@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna run it back to what you used to say during season 1, and that is be sure to play games, the ones you love.